Welcome back, guys, to another Clash Royale video, and we finally hit Legendary Arena this morning, guys. A lot of back and forth between 2,800 and 3,000 trophies, but finally, at the end, being able to push past that 3,000 trophy mark and getting into Legendary Arena. Now, here's a deck that I've been using all morning. It is the control deck that I featured in a previous video. It's a pretty strong deck, guys, especially for facing higher level opponents, and I've had a ton of success with this deck here. So I want to show you some replays using that deck on the way to Legendary Arena, but first, we're going to open up some of these chests here. Now, like I said before, I'm saving those two giant chests for a future chest opening video. So we're just going to open up these other ones here quickly and see if we can't get anything crazy. As you can see earlier, my barbs were able to be upgraded, but I have no gold, unfortunately. I'm flat out broke at this point. But anyways, finishing up these chests here. Nothing crazy in that one. We got one more silver chest. What do we have? Alright, guys, let's go ahead and take a look at some of those replays. So here we go, guys, with the first replay. Now, this was against a level 9, but right at the start here, we have our Elixir Pump in our starting hand, and that's usually my priority, is getting that thing down first thing, setting up a defense, and getting some Elixir flowing for later on in the battle. Now, in this opening exchange, guys, things really don't work my way, so we're going to see how I counter that, and how later on in the battle I make a comeback. But right here, he sets down his Ice Wizard. He's going to follow it up with a Giant Skeleton. So I'm going to try and do a counter push with my Hog Rider as well as some Goblins on the right hand side. But I really underestimated the Bomber Ice Wizard combo, guys, because they took apart my Barbarians pretty quickly. And he has that Giant Skeleton really close to my base. Now right there, I tried to use the Goblins to take out the Bomber because the Bomber was distracted by that Elixir Pump. But unfortunately, the Goblins pushed the Bomber ever so slightly, causing him to retarget, taking out the Goblins and allowing the Giant Skeleton to make his way to my tower and doing a pretty crazy amount of damage. My tower is all the way down to 900 health, guys, so it's really not the opening I was looking for in this battle. But like I said, you have to be able to recognize with this deck when it is a good opportunity to go in and do some damage to the tower. So right here, he's got a Minion Horde and a Baby Dragon coming in here. We're going to use that Elixir Pump as a distraction, place our Baby Dragon behind that Elixir Pump, and to take out that Minion Horde. But overall, once again, our tower is still at 700 health, his tower is at 1500 health, and there is a minute 30 seconds left in this battle here. So right here, Ice Wizard's coming up. We're going to kind of ignore it for the most part, just drop down some Goblins behind it once it's locked onto the tower to take it out. Now, we do have our Elixir Pump once again in our hand, so we're going to go ahead, set that up once more in the middle there to help act as a distraction. Now watch this, guys. He has his Giant Skeleton marching the way up to the bridge there. And watch what we do here, guys. We're going to go ahead and start setting up a push on the right-hand side here, guys. We're going to use the Baby Dragon and Hog Rider combo this time. Now this is a super strong combo, guys, because watch this. He dropped down the Minion Horde to try and take out the Hog Rider. We use the Zap spell to stun it as well as weaken it, allowing the Baby Dragon to one-shot it. Now watch this, guys. We were able to take out that tower on the right-hand side all the way down to 300 health. So things are looking a lot better for us. There's only 40 seconds left in this battle here. All we need is one more Hog Rider push to take out that tower. So right here, he drops down the Giant Skeleton, and I recognize an opportunity to go in and finish out that tower with my Hog Rider, because I know I have the Barbarians in my hand, which should be able to distract that Giant Skeleton long enough. And then right here, guys, we took out that tower. We have a 1 crown elite so far. There's 20 seconds left in this battle, and all we have to do is just focus on defending that one last tower. Our tower is all the way down to 400 health. With 15 seconds left, we're desperately trying to keep all of his troops away from the tower. He's going to try and go in one last time with that Goblin Barrel, but of course we have the Zap spell ready. So that will be the 1 crown victory for us, guys. Let's go ahead and take a look at another replay. So here we are with the next replay, guys. Now this was against another level 8, but his cards were pretty high level considering he's a level 8. I think his epics were level 4 and his rares were level 7. My epics are level 3 and my rares are level 5, so there is a bit of a difference in the card level, even though we both are level 8. So right at the start here, he drops down his P.E.K.K.A. way in the back, so we're going to try and be super aggressive with a counter push, go in with a Hog Rider as well as some Goblins, and do some pretty strong damage to that tower on the right. Now watch this opening exchange, guys. His tower on the right is all the way down to 700 health, but we do have a full health P.E.K.K.A. to worry about, and watch this. He's using the P.E.K.K.A. 3 Musketeer combo, which is super powerful. Now his Musketeers are level 7, I'm used to facing level 5 Musketeers, so we're going to go ahead with the Zap, Barbarian combo, but unfortunately because his Musketeers are so high level, we aren't able to take him out. And now watch this, guys, those 2 Musketeers plus that P.E.K.K.A with a sliver of health are able to take out that tower. So at that point in the battle there, I consider that tower dead. So I went in with the Hog Rider on the right hand side and took out his tower. So pretty much we just traded towers there. But my King Tower is all the way down to 1500 health at this point. So overall, he won that exchange. But there is a minute 40 seconds left in this battle here. Plenty of time to make a comeback. So I dropped a well played there because I was really shocked with the P.E.K.K.A 3 Musketeer combo and how fast I was able to take out my tower. But overall, we're just going to build up some elixir here. Now watch what he does in a few moments here. He's going to be super aggressive and drop down a P.E.K.K.A in my zone. Now I never really recommend doing that, guys, especially if you're not in the double elixir period, because like I said, or like you'll see here, he drops down that P.E.K.K.A and I drop down my minion horde, and by the time his arrows reached my minion horde, his P.E.K.K.A was already less than half health. If he would have placed that P.E.K.K.A way in the back there, it would have allowed him to build up some elixir by the time it reached the bridge. But anyways, guys, P.E.K.K.A is dead. We're going to drop down some goblins to take out that ice wizard, and overall not a too bad of an exchange right there. But watch what happens next, guys. He drops down a wizard way in the back there. We're going to drop down our baby dragon, but watch this. Once again, he has the 3 Musketeer combo down. We're going to try and zap it with the barbarians, but watch how strong these level 7 Musketeers are compared to my troops. They just tear apart anything that I drop down trying to defend. My tower is all the way down to 700 health here, and once again he drops that P.E.K.K.A in the offensive zone, which I would never recommend, like I said, because that P.E.K.K.A is pretty much dead by the time the arrows came down. Now, as you saw there, I used that Hog Rider to pull back that P.E.K.K.A, distract him, allowing my King Tower to take it out. Now he's going to try and be super aggressive here. I used the Zap spell to take out that mini horde, and right here we've got a pretty strong counter push going on. We've got some barbarians as well as some goblins, and take a look at his deck, guys. He has nothing left to defend this entire push that we have here, so we are going to be able to go in there in that one counter push and take out his tower seconds before the game is over, giving us the 2 crown to 1 crown victory. Anyways, guys, let's go ahead and take a look at one last replay. So here we go, guys, with the final replay. This was against a level 9 who was using the mortar deck, but right at the start here, he drops down a princess before I had even loaded into the battle, which is super annoying. But watch what happens next. He drops down a group of barbarians. Now I do have the baby dragon to counter those barbs, but I make a pretty stupid mistake here. I drop down the Hog Rider, which distracts some of those barbs, pulling them away from the tower, allowing the other barbs to do some damage to my tower. So that was kind of unfortunate. But those Hog Rider, as well as the baby dragon, will be able to go in there and get a couple of hits off on that tower. And so pretty even opening exchange. Both towers are pretty close in health here. So right here, we're going to wait a little bit, start building up with some elixir. We do have the elixir pump in our hand right now, so we're going to go ahead, set that up right in the middle there, use it as a distraction. I also had some suspicions in this battle that this person was using the mortar, but of course I haven't seen it yet in this battle. Now he uses the lightning spell, which is super annoying because it pretty much takes out my entire elixir pump, and at that point in the battle, guys, I was kind of worried that he would drop down a mortar which would lock onto my tower. So I dropped down some barbarians and a split push because I don't want them all grouped together because the mortar does splash damage, of course. Now watch this, guys. The barbs on the right hand side are distracting that princess, allowing me to go in on the left hand side with the baby dragon as well as the Hog Rider and take out that tower. Now I recognize a pretty good opportunity to go in there and do some damage because he had spent 4 elixir on a fireball as well as 6 elixir on a lightning spell. So I had a feeling that he was pretty low on elixir, so that's why I went in with that push and was able to take out that tower. Now right here, he's got down the mortar, but fortunately for me, the mortar is distracted for a couple of seconds by those goblins, giving me enough time to drop down that elixir pump, which will distract the mortar, allowing me to sneak in some spear goblins to take it out. So right here, guys, he's got a pretty good elixir lead. We're going to wait a couple of seconds, see what he does next before we make a play. He drops down a minion horde way on the left-hand side. We're going to use our baby dragon as well as a zap spell to take it out. Now, he used a lightning spell there, but he missed my dragon, which is pretty cool. Now, at this point in the battle, guys, I knew he was pretty low on elixir. He had just spent 6 on a lightning spell as well as 5 on a minion horde. So we're going to be super aggressive here and try and go in on the right-hand side. Now, when you guys have an opportunity to keep the pressure on against somebody that's using the mortar deck, it's a pretty good idea because you don't want to give them the ability to do a setup and get that mortar down. So throughout this battle, at this point, guys, I'm going to try and keep the pressure applied. Now, one thing with the mortar deck, guys, is once they've lost a tower, it's really hard for them to come back and win the game because as you can see right there, you're able to drop your troops directly on top of the mortar. So right here, we're going to keep being aggressive. We have the minion horde as well as the barbarians in his zone. Now watch this, guys. The princess is distracted by the barbs. I think he was really hoping that the princess would target my tower and finish it off, but fortunately for me, she wasn't able to, and we will get the 2-crown victory, guys. Anyways, that's going to do it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Anyways, guys, if you did enjoy it, make sure to hit that like button, and if you want to see some more Clash Royale videos, make sure to subscribe. I will be putting out videos every single day. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.